Prashant Kalidas Kavle, working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, KK Wagh Institute of Engineering Education Research, Nasik. So, welcome to the class of Mechatronics. In that, today's topic is to study the measurement characteristics such as static and dynamic for the systems. Okay, so what are the learning objective of today's session? So understand static and dynamic characteristics of a sensors, understand the selection criteria of a sensors, solve numerical on a static characteristics. So these are the three learning objective of a today's session. So first of all, we'll try to see what is meant by a system. A system can be considered which has some kind of input and it gives you some kind of output always. For example, electric generator. So if you see the electric generator, in this there is some mechanical energy in terms of rotation to it, and it convert this into the electrical power. So we can say electric generator, it's a system. So system has always input energy and it will always give some in output energy in different form. So input is in mechanical form and output is in electrical form. Okay, so next system is particular measurement system. In measurement system, we take the example of digital tachometer. So what is the input to the digital tachometer? It is again a rotation, mechanical rotation, and it will convert this rotation into the LED display. So for example, if you see the figure, so what is the RPM? It is showing 3880 in terms of digital system. So what is a measurement system? It is again has some kind of input from the surrounding and it will capture this and it is give in usable format. So what is meant by control system? One of the best example of the control system is the air conditioning system which we use in day-to-day basis. For example, we set the temperature of a room, say 25 degrees Celsius. Now after some time it will bring the temperature of the room to 25 degrees Celsius. So what is happen? It will set some reading, means it has set value 25 degrees Celsius, and after that it will achieve that. So we can say this is the control system. So already got the difference between what is meant by system, measurement system and the control system. Okay, so what are the, now we are entering into the sensors zone. Basically sensors used for the measurement of the system. So we'll go for the what are the elements of a measurement system. This is very important thing. So what are the elements of the measurement system? First, always a sensor comes into the picture. So sensor is always deals with the environment, and whatever the changes is happen in environment, they captured it and then they send this signal, change signal, something happened, so it perceives with the environment and this signal transfer to the signal conditioning system or signal conditioning element. In signal conditioning element, what will happen? The required signal is amplified and not required things, that is a noise disturbance, will be removed, and then it is again transferred to the next element which do the sampling. After sampling, it is goes for analog to digital conversion, and then it will go for computer interface system, and finally we can see this on a digital display. Okay, so these are the basic elements of any measurement system. So sensors, signal conditioning element, analog to digital converter, and finally there is a display. So measurement system exists to provide the information of physical value of some variable being measured. So example of measurement system. So see, this is the thermocouple. Okay, thermocouple digital. So thermocouple is a transducer that convert temperature to the small voltage. Temperature to the small voltage. So these are the block diagram. So thermocouple transducer, there is signal processor element, and then it will convert into usable form. The amplifier increases the magnitude of the voltage. So first thermocouple change the environment in terms of temperature. Due to change in temperature, what has happened? There is a change in voltage. Okay, and this is very small. This small voltage can be amplified with the help of amplifier. The A to D analog to digital converter is a device that changes the analog signal to a coded digital signal. And finally, the LED light emitting diodes display the value of the temperature. So exactly with the help of this example, we have understood what is the elements of measurement system. So first it's a sensor or transducer, signal processor, and finally a recorder, A to D converter, and then display. Now static and dynamic behavior of a system we have to study. So just in the figure there is a spring mass system. When it get disturbed, so after some damping effect, what has happened? First it is disturbed, and then we get some kind of oscillations, and finally it comes to the rest. So this is the response of a spring mass system. Okay, we can see more clearly in the following diagram. Just observe it carefully. A spring mass system, and it gets dampened. Okay, it reduces its oscillation. Forcefully we have first given the oscillation, then it start decreasing. So what is happened? The nature of this curve. So this is known as a dynamic behavior of the system. This is known as a dynamic. The graph shows the response of spring mass system. So every system, measurement system, it receives an input and it behave like this. So any kind of mechatronic system will have some kind of response to the given input with the help of some control system. So types of characteristics of an instrument. So what are the types of characteristics of an instrument? So first of all, there are two categories. Static characteristics are defined for the instrument which measures the quantities which do not vary with time or values given when steady state condition. So static characteristics always we measure when steady state is achieved. Okay, what is in the dynamic? Refers to behavior between the time that input value changes and time that the value given by a sensor settle down to the steady state value, where the input output varies from instant to instant. So for static it does not change with the time, dynamic changes with the time. That's it. So we'll go for one more thing. Determination of static characteristics is mostly done by a process. That process is known as a calibration. So, what is meant by calibration? Determination of error and correction to be applied by making a periodic comparison with the help of standard, okay, primary standard, secondary standard. The comparison of instrument reading made by primary standard, secondary standard or known input. Determination of static characteristics is mostly done by the process of calibration. So what are the different types of static characteristics we have to study? Range, span, error, accuracy, precision, sensitivity, hysteresis, reproducibility, repeatability, resolution, dead zone, dead time, backlash, bias, tolerance, drift, uncertainty, zero drift. So what is, they are close, we can say each time we are getting same reading, so repeatability and reproducibility, so we can say it's a precise, though there is an error in this second figure, but it is a precise. Why? Because it is repeat the same reading. But what is the next third figure shows? Third figure shows it is not precise. Each time will give the input same, but it gives the different kinds of output. So not precise. Okay. So everybody understood what is the difference between precision and accuracy. Measure the consistency in a measurement. So this figure indicate the difference between accuracy and precision. So we are taking a three sets of reading. So what is the three sets? So at the center there is a bullseye, which we treat this as a true reading we want. But every time we are taking the chance three reading, so they are not, they are different each time. So what we can say, low accuracy, low precision. Why low accuracy? Because there is a lots of difference between the hit value and the bullseye. There is a difference, there is a distance between this, that's why low accuracy. What is the precision? Each time it will give the different hit, means different area. So what is happen? Low precision. What is the next thing? Next second B figure, precision is high but accuracy is low because it is not hitting the bullseye, it is away, that's why there is error. What is the third figure indicate? It is a high accuracy but low precision. And finally high accuracy and high precision. Just observe this figure carefully. So what is the first figure indicate? There is a predator and which capture its with the help of very precision and accuracy. Okay, it hit the object very precisely and accurately. So this is a nature's. So nature always work with precision and accuracy. Second one, a bullet is hitting to the bullseye. So what is this example? This example of the accuracy. Next one, a golf ball is hit. So see what is the accuracy and precision is there. Accuracy is more. If something went wrong, what will happen? Just imagine. Yes, I think everybody understood this the concept. So there is one term called linearity. So whenever we go for the calibration purpose, we want a linearity between the output and input. If the relation is linear, then calibration is becomes easy. So linearity, output reading of an instrument is linearly proportional to the quantity being measured. Non-linearity, maximum deviation of an output reading from the straight line. So most real-time sensors, transducer give the non-linearity. We want it to convert into the linear with the help of some statistical methods. Okay. So there is one characteristic, static characteristic is known as a sensitivity. So what is a sensitivity? So which can be explained with the help of linear and with the help of non-linear. So in linear, there is some input quantity and there is some output quantity. So output upon input, that ratio is known as the sensitivity. Okay. In terms of non-linear things, we always measure sensitivity changes. So we take the sensitivity for particular range of a reading. So always sensitivity is a output reading upon input reading, is the ratio of change in output of an instrument to the change in input. Static sensitivity is defined as a slope of a calibration curve. So what is the thing? First, it's a slope of this calibration curve. Slope for the given range. What is the slope? This relation may be linear or non-linear. Hysteresis. So what is meant by hysteresis? Just observe this diagram carefully. So first one, if you see, this is the loading curve. So this is the output reading and this is the input measured value. So what is this thing? This is the path traced during the loading condition, and when we again go back by reducing the reading, so what will happen? It does not follow the same path, it follows a different path. Okay, when come back, so what is this thing? It follow the another path when unloading condition. So hysteresis is phenomena which depict the different output effect while loading and unloading. Though we are giving the same input for uploading and unloading, it depicts different output. The output at a particular input while increasing and decreasing varies because of the internal friction, backlash, elastic deformation, magnetic characteristics. So these are the reason for producing a hysteresis in different instruments. Hysteresis can be eliminated by taking a reading in both directions and then taking its arithmetic mean. Repeatability. Repeatability, closeness of a output reading when same input is applied repeatedly over a short period of time when same measurement condition, instrument and observer, same location and conditions of use. For example, when we are taking output reading, what is the condition? Condition is same measurement conditions, instrument, observer, same location, same condition. This is known as a repeatability. And what is the reproducibility? Closeness of output reading. If we changes the method of measurement, different observer, different measurement instrument, location, condition, use, time of measurement, so that time it will show same value. Then we say a reproducibility. Reproducibility can be defined by two terms called known as stability and constancy. Stability, reproducibility of mean reading of an instrument repeated on a different occasion, separate by intervals of time. So we are taking a reading, but when different interval of time, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, in night, but it shows same. So it's known as a stability. Constancy, reproducing of a mean reading of an instrument when constant input is given, when the varied condition of test within the limits set. So with the help of different time in instrument, different time interval, different person, so we can say this is the constancy. Readability, closeness with which the scale of an analog instrument can be read. So next characteristics is a threshold. If instrument is a very gradually increasing from 0, there will be a minimum value required to give a detectable output change. This minimum value defines the threshold of an instrument. For example, This is the output on y-axis and their input. So we are giving input, 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 but there is nothing output. So minimum how much input we require to produce first output, that minimum input is known as the threshold value. Okay. Resolution. Resolution, just see the figure. Resolution, so imac and imin and output. So what is the minimum value required to change in output? So this is known as the resolution. If input is slowly increased from some arbitrary value, it will found that output does not change. For example, in this range input is increasing but there is no change in output. As soon as it changes, output get detectable. This increment is called for resolution. For example, if input goes from this to this, then and then there is some output. So this minimum requirement of input to produce some output, it known as the resolution. It can be least count of the instrument. Again, there is one characteristics known as a dead zone. So what is a dead zone? So observe this graph. So this is the origin. We go in a positive direction. So if you see, we are increasing some input, but there is no getting the output. After some input, okay, then we get some kind of output. So this zone, okay, it is known as a dead space. Okay, again in negative direction, something same thing. Okay, there should be a value of input where it does not give the output. That minimum region is known as the dead space. Okay, dead zone defined as the range of input reading when there is a no change in output, unresponsive system. Dead time required for an instrument to begin to respond to change is major quantity. Backlash, it is a lost motion or free play of a mechanical element. Bias, a constant error that exists over a full range of measurements. Such a bias can completely eliminated by the calibration. Okay, so today we'll stop here. Thank you for listening.